Okay, here we go. Enough about that. 6.2 slope. Okay, slope. I really don't even have that many notes on this. I might add to it. Okay. Slope. When you think of slope, okay, think of like skiing in the mountains or something like that. All right? The slope of a mountain, the sides of a mountain, something like that. So it would be like a slope would be something like this, right? Or like this. What if it was, does that have a slope? And don't get smart with me and say, well, technically it's not really straight. No. Does that have a slope?
Yeah. I'm sorry, no.
There's one in every crowd. No slope. How about this?
No.
No slope. Come on, I'm trying to draw it straight.
Well, no, that's not why. I thought it was. It's because it's vertical. I thought it was.
Okay, but it's not sloping. Sloping is turning this way or this way. Okay, so a slope is at an angle. That's right. It's not straight this way, horizontal, or vertically. So it's like this. What? We're not there yet, New. Okay, think of a mountain. Y'all quit jumping ahead. Okay, here you go, New, to make you happy. The slope of a line, and what do we call that, New? No, that is not what it is, Franz. New. What do we call the slope? What letter? M. Oh, I'm going to underline it. So every time you see the letter M, it's the slope. Don't ask me why it's the letter M. Someone probably knows. I don't, and I don't care. Just know that anytime you see the M, that means slope. So the slope of a line, M, is the ratio. There you go. What is a ratio? Fraction. That whole rise over run, we're getting to it. Of the, here you go, rise, which is the vertical change. Franz, why isn't your pencil moving? To corresponding run, which is the horizontal change. So the slope of a line is M. It's represented by the letter M. Is the ratio, again, we're talking fraction, of the rise, vertical change, to corresponding run, horizontal change. And if you're like, what are you talking about, vertical change, horizontal change? Don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt you. So write that down, and I'll show you what it looks like. Rise over run.
You rise and then you run.
That's right. Then you run. You could rise up or down, and you can run forwards and backwards. Okay? Yes, Miranda.
Is this like the X or the Y where you're subtracting and then you've got the...
Miranda, just wait. Okay.
And finally, people are excited for math.
I know. I'm kind of excited that you are excited.
But in other lessons, no one's excited.
I don't care. Okay. The slope, M, rise over run. See all my stars? Rise over run. And those of you that are new or don't remember from last year, it's okay. I'm going to teach you just like I taught the rest of the class. It's the same as it was last year, in fact. Rise over run. You need to remember that. Rise over run. Now, there's two ways of figuring out what the slope is and how to solve, graph an equation. But today we're just talking really about slope. Now, Miranda, I think this is what you're talking about. One of the formulas, see, Newt's got this big old smile. She knows what I'm talking about. Do you remember what it is? What is it, New?
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
That's basically if you have finding slope with two ordered pairs. And that's the formula. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1.
Are the ones exponents?
No, they're not. They're called, now, Franz had a very good question. He said those little numbers there are those exponents. No, they're called subscripts. And all that means is like the y from the first ordered pair and the x from the first ordered pair. Or y from the second and the x from the second ordered pair. Okay? They are not, then that's a very good question because I need everyone to know these are not exponents. That's the good thing. You're not dealing with that. It's just like identifying. Now, I'm going to tell you, yesterday, I literally was in a meeting from the time that the 8th grade walked out of here until 4:45. Had one meeting after another and then helped them on some email stuff. I haven't put my posters up. I will do my best to put them up there if I get time today. So when I do, all of this information is going to be right there on my posters. Those of you in the back that can't see, I blame the church. No, I'm just kidding. But if you need to, like seriously, if you guys, like everyone but this first row, need to come over, even in the homework or even during a quiz or test, I don't care. Look at the posters. Valeria, you can walk over here, get in front of my desk or excuse yourself back here and look. I don't care. But everything's going to be up here because you got to know how to do this. All right. So everyone's got this written down? Now, remember yesterday's work? I threw in some weird stuff when it's y equals something or x equals something. I'm about to throw in some weird stuff. I'm going to draw a line. So let's say it says find the slope of the line y equals 4. I do this all the time and kids forget because I guess it's at the beginning of the lesson. Let's say it's y equals 4, kind of like what we did yesterday and the day before. Find the slope of the line. Now let me ask you, what would the graph look like with just this?
Horizontal line equals 4.
Okay, this would look like, here's my x and y, and then y would be 4, so my line would be like that. I'll do it in red so that everyone understands. Now let me ask you, Franz, is there a slope with that graph?
No.
That's right. So the answer, if ever your test, your quiz, your homework, or whatever, your teacher says, what is the slope of this line? There is no slope. But the official answer is the slope, and I'm going to always write M so that y'all get used to that, is 0. So the slope is 0. Franz, your pencil is not moving. The slope is 0 because there is no slope.
So in the ordered pair, it would be 0, 4. 0 is
This is only if they're asking for the slope, not the y-intercept or anything. The answer is just 0. This is the official answer. However, What if it said find, and I'll give you time to copy this down, find the slope of the line, and y'all better be writing this down, x equals 3. You would think it's going to be 0 as well, but it's not. I'm going to graph it. Miranda, what would this graph look like, by the way? This one's horizontal. If it's x equals 3, it would be what? Oops. Is there a slope with this one, Keith? Nope. So the answer is the slope to this line is undefined. That's right. Don't ask me, and I only have to look up to see some of your faces. And maybe some of your parents or a tutor or better teacher would be able to explain that to you. I don't know. I do not know why, if it's y equals a number and it's a horizontal, that it's 0. Because I would say they're both 0 because neither one has a slope. However, in the world of algebra, the rule is undefined.
You know how, like, when you're dividing and you have 0, I can't remember which one it is, but
If the 0's on top or a 0's on bottom.
right.
Wait,
It's true.
would you count off if we accidentally do 0?
I'm not gonna be picky. I'm gonna try to get y'all to do this because of where y'all may be going next year and your teacher that you may have. I'm not taking off on a test because you put 0 instead of undefined. I'm not. Yes, ma'am?
I don't know if right or not, but you know how rise over 1? Rise is the y, and the y is like, if 0 is on top.
Right. Yeah,
So it's fine, but if the run is like 0 is on the bottom, it's not right.
That's correct.
Right. So
That's-
I think that's what it says.
That is it. That's it. That's what Chap was saying. What? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But that's what I'm saying. We don't really. It's that some of y'all are going to get what they just said, but others may get confused, and that's okay because it's not detrimental.
Should we have the graph? Like where it's rising?
Just it's not going to hurt you to go next year and not understand why each are the way they are. Okay. Now we're taking this slow. Open your books to page 242. We're going to jump in and do examples. Okay. Franz, go get me some graph paper, please.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a million examples that I can do, but thank you, dear. That's fine. But I feel that if I just do 7 and 9, you guys are going to start getting. If we need to do more, I can definitely do more. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start with number 7. Blair, can you get me a ruler real quick? Wait. Actually, don't, because then we'd have to clean it and all that mess. So I'll just use right here. I'll just use this straight edge. But thank you, Blair. I'm sorry.
What do you even look at?
Dr. Gap laminates all their IXL stuff. I don't have time for that. Okay, so let's look at 7. Oh my gosh. It's good enough. Be patient. One, two, three. Okay, so this is in your book. Just wait. This is your X, this is your Y. All right, so this is the graph that's in your book. This one right here. Do y'all see that in your book? Okay. So when looking for the question, the directions say find the slope of each line. Okay, those of you that are absolutely new to school and those of you that have forgotten, okay, pay very close attention. You will get this. If you recall, the formula is rise over run. Rise over run. The rise is your Y. Your run is your X. You need to write this down. Those of you that are, all of y'all need to write that down. That's your formula to find the slope. So this, those of you in the back, this says slope. M means slope. Your formula is rise over run. Your rise is your Y. Your X, your run is your X. Now here's what's confusing. When we do ordered pairs, what comes first? X. When we're looking like those pictures that y'all did, we always do the X first, correct? And then you do the Y. When you're doing slope, it's backwards. You do your rise and then you do your run. Your rise is you go up or down. Your run, you're going to go left or right. Of course, because that's the X, correct? Keith, are you staying awake? Good. Because I know you said you hate this stuff, right? Okay. Now, chat.
Yes.
When they give you a line like this,
Right.
what did I tell you to always look for?
The part where they cross.
The parts where they cross. Where the graph is where?
At an intersection.
At an intersection. Crosshairs. Okay. So where the graph, now all of y'all pay attention. This is your graph. Franz, look. This is your graph. And I tell my students, always find places on the Cartesian plane where it crosses an intersection. Do you see right here? You all see right here? That's an intersection. This right here. See where it's in that intersection right there? I'm putting a dot. Look right here. Here's another one. Okay, do you see on this graph the paper? Okay, do you see how right here it goes right over that intersection?
Oh, yeah, I can just.
You see what I'm saying now? Valeria, do you see? Matthew, do you see? Because if you don't, y'all need to say something now. If we go slow and y'all ask me questions, you're going to do... That's disgusting. Don't do that, Matthew. All right. So, that's gross. I don't like seeing your eyeball looking like that. Okay. So, what you do is find where the graph crosses the intersections. Does it cross? Is this an intersection right here?
Yeah.
It's close to it, but it's not, correct? Find where it crosses the intersection. Now, we do rise over run. So we're going to do rise first. Choose any dot. It can be this one, or this one. I'm going to choose this one right here. And you're going to take it to the next dot. Now watch this. I always tell everyone, draw a little road map. You go up and then over to get to that dot, right? Like a map. Do you see that, Valeria? Valeria, how many places did I go up?
2.
How many places did I go left? 3. So, boys and girls, if I go left, those of you that have me, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Left or down is negative. Right or up, whoops, is positive. So if my formula is rise over run, Valeria, what's my rise? Rise is 2,
Negative 3.
-3. There's your answer.
But what if you did it the other way around?
Okay,
So
first, let me stop there. Are there any questions how we did this? Just this move. Keith, do you have any questions? Matthew, do you have any questions? We go from this dot to this dot.
why would it fraction be negative?
It can be. It can be. But watch this. Let's say I am going to go from this dot to this dot.
And you go down.
You go, because remember, it's rise over run. So you don't go this and then this. I mean, you can, but we're going to go down and then right. So we go down 2 and right 3. So if I go down, Miranda, is that negative or positive? And then positive 3. Guys, that is the same fraction. Now, with slope, though, it doesn't matter if you had a negative sign right there in the middle. You choose one or the other to be your negative. Yeah. Yeah, you can. But know that if it's in the middle, all you have to do is either apply it to the top number or the bottom number. It's the same thing. Let me explain this. If I were to say, well, it's a negative there, I'll put this in red. So that means -2 and -3. What's a negative divided by a negative?
Positive.
So is that the same slope as that? If I were to go up 2 and over 3, that is going in a totally different direction. You can't have a negative top number and a negative bottom number because it's going to give you a completely wrong slope. This is not the same. You can have a negative bottom number and a negative top number, but you can't have both negative because it gives you a positive. So that is wrong. If you want to write that down, you can, so you remember. That's a common mistake right there. If you see this, and you will see this, sometimes your test or your book or something like that will put the negative right there in the middle. And you're like, all right, does that mean it's -2 and -3? You just have to choose one or the other.
Why would they give you that difference?
It happens. I don't even know. I can't remember. Some of y'all may remember. I don't even know if IXL does that. But technically, you just apply it to either the bottom number or the top number.
There's one on 0.4.
Well, hold on. We're still on 7. Now, understand that if, like, let's say Valeria gives me this answer as the slope, 2 over -3. And then Franz gives me this answer, -2 over 3. Guys, that's the same thing. You both get it correct. In fact, your book, you know what they have in the book? This right here. The negative smack dab in the middle. You just have to know to apply it to either one. Does that make sense? A little bit? Okay, so let's say, Matthew, I want to do something different. I want to go from this dot here to this dot. So I'm going to go all the way up here and then all the way there. So how many places, Matthew, did I go up? So I went up 4. And then how many places this way? Matthew?
6.
Is it negative or positive?
Negative.
That's right, because I'm going left. So then now, my rise over run, because you have to use this number first, would be 4 over negative 6. Is that in lowest terms?
No.
So we divide by 2. We get 2 over negative 3. Same answer. So therefore, must put in lowest terms. All right, if you need to write this down, go ahead, write it down. But you need to remember this. Any questions so far? None? All right. Put your pencil down when you're done taking notes so that I know that you're done, not just doodling. Sometimes it's going to be hard to find those dots. I get that. All right, Matthew, you got it? Are you still writing? I can't see. Morgan's big head. All right, let's look at number 9. Oops. All right, I'm going to draw this one out. Here's my X, Y. Okay. Valeria. Come to the board. Get one of my dry erase markers and place a dot in an intersection on that graph.
0, 0.
Huh?
The 0, 0 count.
Yeah. She took the easy one. Hurry, hurry, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Keith is falling asleep. All right, so we have a dot there. Matthew, come on up and place another one. That's right, Keith, you're next.
Wait.
Perfect. Come on, Keith. Move it, move it, move it. You can't hide in your hood. I saw you put the hood on thinking she's not going to see me sitting here. I'm invisible now. Good job. All right, so now y'all know where to mark those. Oh, Keith, stay up for a second. Actually, I'll be nice. You can just sit down. Miranda, come up front. Draw a road map for me from one dot to another. Okay, so she's chosen to go this direction. I'll use red. So, if it's rise over run, Matthew,
Yeah.
which do we do first? Up and down or side to side?
Up and down.
Up and down. How many places did Miranda go up and down?
One.
One place down, right? Valeria,
Yes.
what's next?
3 to the left.
So, okay, so this is -3, right? And so, Matthew, what would your 1 be? Positive or negative?
Negative.
That's right, it's going down. So then what I have is -1 over -3. But if I have a negative over negative, what does that become?
Positive.
So then the slope is 1/3.
But I thought you said you couldn't do that.
No, I said this negative or negative is not the same as 1 negative.
So it has to
Keith, open your hood. All right, do y'all see that? Now, Keith, come up. Is there another road map that she could have drawn? Yep, come draw it for me, please. Come on. Okay, there's another one. He went down 1 and to the left 3.
But you could have gone up 1 and over to the right 3, right?
Exactly. So Matthew said we could have gone up 1 and right 3. So up 1, and that'd be positive, and then right 3. Again, it would be positive 1/3. As long as you do your up and down first, you got it going on. Any questions about that? Valeria, what?
You also connect the end.
Huh?
You can also connect the top and the bottom.
So like these two right here? Yeah. You could start here and go, I'll do it in pink. I could go up 2 and then right 6. So then, whoops, it'd be 2/6, and then we'd have to put that in lowest terms, 1/3. There you go. Any questions about that? Good. Let's do another one. Sophia, go erase that. Let's look at 13 now. And this is going to be different. Let's see. Morgan, read the directions for 13.
Find the slope of the line passing through the given point.
Okay, so 13 has 2 ordered pairs. Okay, that formula is that 1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, yeah, hold on, Franz. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, like I tell all my students every single year, to keep from getting confused, what do I tell y'all to do underneath this? Label it x1, y1, x2, y2. That's the second ordered pair, so put x2 and y2 underneath. trust me when I tell you, you will get confused, and that actually helps. So x1 and y1 go underneath the first order pair. X2 and y2 go underneath the second order pair. Do y'all all understand that? Valeria, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to plug it in. Go ahead, Franz.
So
What comes first? We're going to start up here,
y2
which is
is 9,
9 minus,
y1
which is
5,
good. All over.
x3, well,
X2 is 3 minus.
x1 is 2.
Very good. Always put the minus sign, because if you have a negative here, it's going to mess you up. So, Franz, what is 9 minus 5?
9 minus 5 is 4.
What is 3 minus 2?
1.
Guys, this is your answer. Your slope is 4 over 1. Do not get confused and look at this as like some weird fraction. Yes, you can write it as a 4, but you're going to have to train your brain to know that there's always going to be a 1 here, because it's rise over run. It's not really a fraction. Whoops. Any questions about that? None? Okay, we're going to pause there before I do another example. Tomorrow, except for Franz, who's going to have homework. Tomorrow we will finish out, we'll review again, we'll do more examples, and then I'll sign the work tomorrow. Okay? Because we're in a good place. So, and I don't want, this is, you're going to use this so often, I don't want to leave anyone behind and anyone get confused. All right, let me pause that. Oh.